If I could go back 20 years and tell myself which preservation method to learn, it wouldn't actually be canning. I would tell myself to start with fermentation. I actually thought fermentation was just how you got apple cider vinegar. I did not come from a family, my mom didn't do any type of fermentation, and we really didn't eat any fermented foods aside from using apple cider vinegar in a few things. And then I tasted sauerkraut and I knew that that was fermented, but really that was pretty much the only thing that I knew about fermented foods. As I started down my journey of trying to heal my gut and from ulcers and really bad stomach acid, and started to learn about our gut microbiome and how important gut health is to all the rest of our health, of course, I came across multiple references to eating fermented food and how good it can be for our gut health, and how a lot of Americans are lacking eating fermented food, varieties of fermented foods, and especially on a regular basis. So I was determined that I was going to learn how to do fermented food and introduce it. Well, I am stubborn, but the first time I tried to do fermented foods, I thought, okay, I really love pickled foods. So I've always loved pickled foods with vinegar, and pickled green beans is dilly beans, oh my goodness, one of my favorite snacks. So I decided I was going to do go big or go home. So I got this crock, which is 2 gallons. Now, mind you, had never fermented before in my life and had never actually had fermented green beans, but 2 gallons sounded great. So I picked 2 gallons worth of green beans, put them in the crock, followed some instructions for, doing the salt brine, and I didn't even have a weight, so I used a plate and a small mason jar with water to act as a weight to kind of keep the beans beneath the level of the water, threw it in this crock, put the lid on, and let it set for like 2 weeks. Never checked it once. After 2 weeks, came back, lifted the lid off, pulled the plate up, and was met with about 3 to 4 inches of mold everywhere. Not just a little bit, like the fuzzy, deep kind that was slimy, smelled like I had to throw the entire thing out. So I was very irritated with fermentation and the loss of all of those green beans. However, my stubborn streaks kicked in, and I'm like, people have been fermenting for centuries. It is a very old-fashioned way of preserving food. Like, surely I can figure this out. So I set my crock aside for the time being and started focusing on doing smaller in mason jars. Now, I loved pickles. Garlic dill pickles are one of my absolute favorite things. So I just started with cucumbers and doing much smaller batches using a mason jar so I could actually see through the glass if things started to turn instead of inside the crock where obviously I didn't have any visibility. And I got some of the airlock systems. This changed everything. I have been fermenting now for over 10 years and I ferment a ton of different things. What's also been really interesting is I have tried store-bought fermented sauerkraut and even store-bought fermented pickles. There are a few brands that are actual ferments that you can buy in the store. You're gonna pay a really pretty penny for those bad boys. But here's the interesting thing. I don't actually like store-bought fermented sauerkraut. I don't like the flavor of it. However, my home ferments, because you can change how deep the flavor is, you can add different flavors to jars. Like this is carrots. I love fermented carrots with some ginger in there. I love my home ferments. I still to this day don't like store-bought ferments. So if your only experience is with store-bought flavors on ferments, don't let that be the judge on whether or not you actually like ferments, because home ferments, you get to tailor all of it to your own palate. Fermentation is also a great way to preserve foods. So these carrots were actually done last fall. So these were from over 6 months ago. And same thing with this is fermented hot sauce. This is from last summer's harvest. So I've got 1 jar left, almost a year later. And even same thing, this is curtido, which is a Spanish version of sauerkraut that I made last winter. So it's about the time of this filming, I guess that's actually about 7 months ago. So it can be a great way to preserve food. Plus you get the prebiotic and probiotics naturally with a good bacteria to help our gut microbiome and to flourish the good bacteria in our systems. Now, it's very, very easy to ferment as well. You don't have to have a ton of equipment. And I have to say, when you've got like small bits of the harvest coming in, or you simply don't have a lot of time, fermenting is my favorite and my go-to, because I can throw some cucumbers, make my saltwater brine into a jar, and literally have this starting the preservation process in like 5 minutes. Whereas canning a jar of pickles is going to take me a lot longer and it's much more involved. So when I need easy and fast, I've got a lot of stuff coming in and not a lot of time, fermentation is my absolute go-to form of food preservation. Beyond fermenting things like pickles, of course, carrots, doing different variations of sauerkraut, curtido, or kimchi, you can also do fermented salsa and even fruit, and no, the fruit is not going to taste as sour as a pickle. If you've been unsure on how to ferment, especially successfully so that you don't have any waste, I would love to have you join me for a step-by-step hands-on live fermentation workshop I'm doing August 18th, which will be virtual. So I will send you a link when you sign up for that. And we will be doing 3 ferments together in one morning. So at the end of the workshop, you are going to have 3 ferments successfully on the counter going. Learn more about the workshop and all of the details in the link below in the video description.